The world can be a scary place when you're a kid, whether the fears are real, like gushing oil wells, or imagined, like monsters under the bed. Certain fears are natural and healthy, but when should a parent be concerned? The July issue of Parents Magazine tackles this issue, and it's our subject in this morning's Health Watch. Joining us is child psychologist and early show contributor, Dr. Jennifer Hartstein. Dr. Hartstein, welcome back.
Hi, thanks.
We know a lot of fears that kids get that totally make sense, like thunderstorms, things loud, noisy, and the unknown. Can something like a gushing oil well raise concerns in a kid?
Absolutely. It's unpredictable. What are they doing to solve it? What are they doing? And they just hear about all of this disaster, and then what are they doing to fix it? So kids are going to have a lot of questions about that. Can that happen near us? Are we safe from the oil? What's going on with the animals? They're going to have lots of questions and concerns that parents are going to need to answer in some way, the best way that they can.
And it's on the news every day, so it's got to be seeping into their unconscious.
Absolutely. You see it on the news. It's on the, even if you're protecting your kids from TV, it's on the front page of the newspaper. And you can't protect them everywhere. Schools might be talking about it. So they're going to come home and want to ask you questions. How do you answer those effectively? That's a tough thing.
The dark, as we mentioned in the introduction here, the dark is a big issue for kids. Why is that?
The dark is a very common fear. Almost every child has a fear of the dark at some point. So the reason it's so hard is what they see during the light is fine. The lights go off. Everything becomes unpredictable. It's almost like the room becomes a whole new place. And the unpredictability of it makes them scared. It's kind of an interesting twist, but it's a really tough thing for them.
We often talk about monsters under the bed, that kind of thing. Is it, and some people like to sort of throw fake dust to make the monsters go away. Does that make sense?
No, it's not a good idea. The fact is that it then kind of gives credence to the fact that maybe the monsters are real. If I'm have monster spray and I'm getting rid of them, we don't want them to be real. So you want to say, look, we'll check under the bed, we'll look in the closet. Nothing's here. Only friendly people live in this house. You're safe. We're all good. And that's a really great way to propose it to your child to keep them calmer.
Sometimes the fears are based around real things, for example, though, like a visit to the doctor's office, right?
Right. The visit to the doctor's office, we never think about this. Or the dentist. The fact is, kids are lying on a table or lying back in a chair. They're kind of vulnerable and open and exposed. Doctors come from the side oftentimes. Kids need to see facial expressions to really know what's going on. So you want to prepare them as best as possible. Tell them what to expect. Tell them what's going to happen. Have the doctor tell them what's going to happen. And make it a special outing so that at the end you can go and have fun. And it becomes like, if we go to the doctor or dentist, we're going to go to the playground and it's going to be our special time. And then it makes it less frightening.
Bribery is what we call it.
Bribery a little bit, but a reward for good behavior is always a good thing.
Sure. When does this go from just being natural fear to being a real problem?
Well, when it becomes so intrusive in your child's life so that they can't function. So if they're so afraid of the dark that they cannot sleep, and kids we know need a lot of sleep. If it becomes so intrusive that all of their thoughts are about the bad things that are going to happen with something like the oil spill, that it becomes all they focus on. Then we have to really worry, is this building into a bigger problem? Do we need more help than we're providing to them?
Is there a particular moment where you should say, I need to be worried?
Well, I think when you start to see that they can't function, you're going to take a step back and say, wait a second, what's really happening? And you might want to get them evaluated by a doctor.
Dr. Jennifer Hartstein, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thanks so much.
A lot happens early on The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.